What's up, guys? So I'm gonna go ahead and initiate and start my little video on I got the lean spot in this thing, so we're gonna start drilling out some squirters. I've already done it once and I'm still running lean on the nice stab in the throttle. I'm still running lean on that, so we're gonna go ahead and I just thought I'd do a little video, you know, kind of some driving, show you what I'm talking about. So let's go get her warmed up. Right now, just cruising. She's about 6.9 to 7.0. With the E85, that's about where you want to be. At least what I'm told, you know, what I've read and learned. Hopefully y'all can hear me. This bitch is kind of loud. But, yeah. So if I just stab it, yeah, you can hear that. It leans out. That time it almost leaned out to about 13. So we're gonna get a little more heat in it and see how it works. All right, so she's got a little heat in her. She's about up almost to 180. It's pretty cool today, so it might not get much hotter than that. But you know, just cruising is fine. The AFRs, like I said, stay about 7. But just when you stab the throttle, you know, is when those squirters kick in and it just leans out to about, I don't know, those little quick stabs, it was hitting about 10.5, but it can get a little worse. So obviously you don't want to do that too hell of a lot. It doesn't do it when I just slowly ease into the pedal. Obviously I can't do it now because there's a fucking truck in front of me, but when you just ease into the pedal, it doesn't do it. So that just tells me it's that initial squirter shock. You know, I don't have a big enough shot. So let's get it back in the garage and we'll try another size of squirter. Okay, guys. All right, we're gonna go ahead and work with the squirter here. If you're carb illiterate, I'm gonna kind of show you what I'm talking about. So obviously this is a carburetor. Hopefully you know that at least. So the squirter is this accelerator pump squirter right here. So you have your accelerator pump arm, which is on this side, on the front, the primaries. So this is your accelerator pump arm, and then there's a diaphragm down here. So when this pushes down, it forces fuel out of the squirter, which is what gives you that quick throttle response under load. So that's kind of what that does. Your fuel pretty much pulls through your idle circuits and your, I don't know, I can't think of what the hell it's called, your idle circuits, and then your drive circuits basically. The squirter is what gives you that initial charge of gas off the line. So let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. See that? And that's what we're talking about, is there's just not enough fuel coming out of it. So well, we're gonna go ahead and pull that squirter off and go ahead and make it a little bigger. All right, so the squirter on the front primary is taken off. I already drilled it, but when you take it off, you know, you're gonna have your screw for it, and then there's a little gasket. This being E85, you need to use these hardened gaskets. They're not like a cork or anything. This is almost feels like a steel or something. So anyway, when you're running big squirters like this, you need to run a hollow screw. Focus. Yeah, you gotta run a hollow screw for it, so it has the ports on the side and it's hollow. So I think it's anything over a 40, you're supposed to use a hollow screw. So I just went ahead, and I don't know how else to do this. I just kind of hold it as straight as I can with the drill bit, because obviously the squirters come at an angle, they shoot down. So I just held it as straight as I can in reference to how the angle of the squirter to the drill bit. So this time I used a 68. It was a 61. So now we're up to 68 millimeters, and it's 0.68. That's what you're going for. It's the point blah blah millimeters. That's what it is. And then I got these. My grandpa actually let me borrow these. Nice little drill bit set. It actually gives you the decimal points of the drill bits right down here. I don't know if you can read that very well, but so you want to keep it small. I've been stepping it up. So I started at a 55, I went to a 61, now we're at a 68. So we're gonna put these back in, and I skipped the drive video on that last squirter. There was no change really. The AFRs maybe didn't jump quite as high as they did the other time. But this time, I'm going to try something else. So I've had a 55 in the rear, and that front one was up to a 68. So this time I went ahead and drilled the rear to a 68, and then I just drilled the front, and I went ahead and put that one to a, what I thought was a 70, but it ended up being a 73. So I just kind of taken notes of what I got going on here. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give this a shot. Maybe I'm almost wondering if the secondaries not being big enough too wasn't helping, because I hit the highway, and in third gear, laying into it pretty hard, you know, romping in and out, in and out, in and out. It was leaning to about 10.5, 11 when I'm getting the secondaries coming in, and it was doing that pretty equally across both banks. And then when I got on just a flat road and kind of did it at a low speed, so there wasn't as much vacuum pulling fuel through the carburetor, it really kind of leaned out to about 12, 13 again. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a shot and see how this works. Maybe I'll record this next drive if something changes. I know you can't read the AFR gauge, but we're sitting about 6.8 to 7, about 2 grand. So let's see what happens when we kind of stab the throttle a little bit. Yeah, she's still leaning. Still fucking leaning out like a son of a bitch. Not nearly as bad as it was, but man, how can I possibly need bigger squirters? That is just insane, man. I mean, it's not as bad as it was. Alright, we'll cut you back. Alright, so that last ride along, that was with the 78 squirter. So it's been, I don't know, like a week since I made that video. This week was pretty busy at work, so I haven't really had time to mess with the car. So just now I went ahead and drilled it out to an 81. So here's my what I have right now. So that's the primary, this is secondary. So I just drilled it to an 81. We're gonna see how that works. I did a little more research too after I've been battling this issue, and I was reading a couple Hot Rod magazine articles, and they were doing dyno tests on carburetors, and I wanted to learn more about the idle air bleed circuits, which are these air bleeds right here. So this is going to be your idle air bleed, and this is going to be your high speed air bleed. Basically your high speed comes in at anything over about 2,000 RPM. This is going to be the smaller size bleed. This is going to be the larger size. So in the Hot Rod article, they were running, like, I don't want to mess this up. They were running rich at higher RPMs, so they went to a bigger bleeder.
to lean it out. And that worked. So I'm going to do the opposite because I need to run richer. So I'm going to try a smaller bleeder. I already ordered them. I don't know that this is the right approach or if it's even going to work. I just thought I'd try it. They were like 10 bucks for, I think these were 31s. The next size down I could find was a 28. So we're going to see how that works. And maybe that'll give me a chance. But we're going to go get this thing warmed up and see if the 81 squirter in the front works this time. So, all right, we're going to get back on the road for that.
All right, guys, new squirters. Still pretty much the same problem. Not quite, it doesn't quite lean out quite as far, as high, whatever you want to call it, but it gets there. So we might take a quick other approach. Maybe I'll change jets or something real quick. That or I'll just leave it and we'll try the air bleeds. I don't know why you can't read the fucking AFR gauge. It read when it's sitting still. I don't know. Alright, we're gonna try something else though. Alright guys. Alright guys. Went ahead and tore the front bowl off. Everything looks good. The gaskets look pretty good. I forgot what size jets I had in the front. I never wrote it down. I had 84s in the front. Metering block look okay. There was a little buildup on some of these passages, so I went ahead and cleaned it off. Power valve still good. I've popped it through the carburetor a couple times. I bought the power valve protection kit a while back. It's real easy to do. It was really cheap and it's a good insurance so you don't ever blow this damn power valve. Real simple to do though. I've popped it through the carb a couple times and this power valve's still good, so that's obviously paying for itself. So I'm gonna go ahead and bump it up maybe 3 jets. It's at an 84, so I'm gonna go ahead and do an 87 and see how that works. Maybe that'll give it a hand. So let's put this thing back together and see if it... All right, I'm sure you're getting as tired of watching this video as I am of making it. Like, is he ever gonna figure it the fuck out? So, we went ahead and I put bigger jets in it. I didn't record the drive because it was kind of a close call. I was going down, I pulled out onto the main road and I just fucking gunned it. And it was doing good. It wasn't leaning out really that far. It definitely helped with the bigger jets. But it was just all over the fucking road. I was going sideways. I let out of it. I was just kind of cruising at that point, and I started just romping on the throttle, just, you know, trying to see how far it would lean out. And it was going to about 8 and 9, so it's getting a lot better. But I was doing that for maybe a block, and I looked up, and there was a cop sitting there in a parking lot, and he was kind of looking at me. So I got out of that, and I took a different way home. So I didn't record that drive. But so I came home. I already went ahead and put bigger jets in the front again. So now we got 90s in the front. We changed them from 84s to 87s. Now we're at 90s. So we have 90 primary jets with a 81 squirter, and we're gonna see how it goes. So, all right, guys. Hopefully this does the trick. So as soon as I can, I'll get... All right, guys, so it's been a minute since that last portion of the video. It's probably been over a month now since I made that. We've already had our first snow, so the car is no longer going to be on the streets. They already laid down all their fucking salt melt crap, and I don't want to drive this car in that. So we're done. The season's over for me. But everything pretty much has stayed about the same. Since that last portion, the jets have stayed the same. The squirters, the air bleeds, the air bleed that I ordered is doing much better. I messed with the cams a little bit, and I'm 100% confident that I need to start bumping up. I need to adjust the jets now. These jets, when I made them bigger, it definitely helped. So I need to go bigger in the jets. My timing is set at 16 degrees. I think I'm going to come down a little bit. It runs really good right now, but I think 16 is probably pushing it a little bit for a
you know, stock bottom end, small block. So I'm going to bring it down to maybe 15 and see how that does. But a lot of power. There's a lot of power getting made out of this car right now. It's blowing me away. So I drove the car quite a bit after that last part of the video. It's running amazing right now. It can't even, the tires on this thing can't even handle it anymore. Like they're pushed to their limits. They're dry. They're not even sticky. There's not even good tread left on them. So they are done. Them tires are done. They just can't even handle it. Like, I did a couple fun things after, you know, since that video was made. We had a barbecue. Some buddies of mine threw together a little barbecue, and we all got our rides out and just had a little barbecue, bullshit about cars, had fun. And then later on that night, we all went out to the local Mexico spot. I don't run the car. I haven't ran it yet. It's still not right, so I don't do that. But I did run somebody down the highway a couple times. Not highway, but a little 2-lane kind of highway that runs through the town. I ran a small block swapped S10. He didn't stand a chance. Did not stand a chance against the beast. This beast is a beast, I'm telling you. And then I ran a LS swapped S10. Cut him down at the ankles, man. This thing is a monster. It's just a little small block Chevy, but it's a monster. So she's running really good. I can't even keep the tires glued to the road anymore. I mean, it just blows my mind all the time about how much power this thing's making with the little amount of stuff I've done to it. So she's running really good. Next season, I'm going to bump the jets up, and we're going to have some more fun. I'm trying to push, see how far I can go with this. I don't want to scatter the bottom end on the fucking road, but, you know, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to try to get as much power out of this as I can. I'm hoping, and I really do apologize for those of you that do watch my videos, and probably maybe some of you just watch them. Some of you might actually want to see more content from me. I do apologize that I haven't got much content out there this year. It's just been a real busy year, and I haven't had a lot of extra money to spend on the car. So I'm hoping that slowly changes. I've been saying this for a while, but this is numero uno on my list this year, this winter, is I'm tearing this rear end out and it's getting done. That is numero uno on the list. So that's getting done. That no matter what, that has to get done. That's holding me back. I can't even put tires on this thing because they rub. I don't want to ruin a brand new set of tires. So that's on the list. I will definitely put that in the mix. That is definitely going to be some videos. I don't know if I'll just bunch it all together. If you guys just want to see one big bunch together video, or if you want to see multiple videos through the process. I'm hoping to do a couple other things to the car this winter too. I got a good solid garage now. It's going to hold a lot of good heat. I mean, it's like 20 degrees outside right now, and my garage is actually pretty decent in here. So if I just sparked up my heater quick, it'd probably stay warm in here for a long time. So hopefully got some good content coming for you guys. I'm going to try. I really am. The winter's here. Winter has come. So I ain't got nothing else to do. So hopefully I can get some videos made and get it out there. So, all right, guys. Well, sorry it took so long to get this video up. It's been in the making for like 2 months now. So hope you all have a good Thanksgiving and take care.